It's M. Josh on the beat.
It's time to break loose from the chains. It's time for our freedom, Africa. Cause we can never let them negotiate our freedom, no. Hundreds of years is gone. No Messiah came for the black man. Told us that Jesus died for the black man still they suffer. The truth be said, Africa will rise at the right time, and the time we're waiting for is right now. No one can hold the truth for a long time. Oh no. So stay awake. The sun is risen from the east, and the Messiah you're waiting is right here. And no one is gonna try to stop that. I can hear a great call for justice. Freedom, let the sun rise. Freedom for Biafra. Freedom, free Nnamdi Kanu. Oh, song of salvation. Freedom.
The sun is rising from the east. Biafrans, the time you're waiting for is here. IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, worldwide, under the leadership of our Supreme Commander, Mazi Umeh, presents IPOB Freedom Mega Super Fundraising. Host, IPOB family in Germany. They are Formidable. Special guest of honor, Mazi Kanu representing Mazi Nnamdi, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra worldwide. Guest of honor, Madam Nenaya Anya, IPOB head of finance worldwide, and the IPOB finance team. Date, the 11th of November 2023. Time, 9 p.m. Biafra land time. Biafrans, lend me your ears and pay close attention. Zoom ID 85024947168. I repeat, Zoom ID 85024947168. Passcode 316711. Passcode, I repeat, 316711. For inquiries, please call +4915 213 769483. Event host Mazi Abraham. Co-host Mazi Umeh. For account details that will be communicated during the fundraising. Biafrans, the sun has risen from the east, and the time you're waiting for is here. IPOB Mega Super Fundraising. Ebano.
Freedom for Biafra.
Ọ bụ na egwu asịrị. Asilie umuwa na asili ewo na asili rikanuwa. Asilie umuwa na asili ewo na asili rikanuwa. Umungoke no katabulu na asili. Umungwa izu katabulu na asili. Umwaka no katabulu na asili. Umwibezelu kene na asili ewo na asili rika. Asilie umipe na asili oewo na asili erika. Asilie umuwa na asili oewo na asili ajoka. Umunwoke nọkọta bụlụ na asili, umunwanyi zukọta bụlụ na asili, ụmụaka nọkọta bụlụ na asili oewo na asili.
na akọwa asili erika n'ụwa ife asili na-eme ebuka lokenenu ka ọyị nọ yisifu anyị mana asili patafu nsogbu abata lokenenu ka nwanne na nwanne sifu ebi n'udo mana asili patafu nkewa abata lozienu ka di na nwunye sifu ebi n'udo n'ezinụlọ fa mana asili patafu ezinụlọ fa ekewa ya bụ ka anyị zelukene na asili maka na asili na-emebi ife asili na-ekposa obodo ụmụ ibezalukene na asili asili na-ekewa nwanne na nwanne asili na-ekposa ezinụlọ asili na-ekewa ịnọị ụmụ ibezalukene na asili ewo na asili erika asili na-ekposa obodo Chukwu ka anyị galukene n'ụsọndụ
wee lụta n'ọchukwu kele anyị n'ụwa ka anyị welu n'ofu obi wee bili n'udo na ndokwa. Ewo sondo ebukanya sondo emeganyo anya de lotanka de la de sondo emeganyo ufoda de lotazina chuku difo sondo emeganyo ufodo na tuzie guomu Really, la 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 la, la 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 la. Really, la 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 la. Oh 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 oh.
Yes, good evening, fellow comrades and lovers of freedom across the globe. My name is Mazi Umeh, and I reside here in United Kingdom, and it's 19 minutes on top of the hour here in United Kingdom. And this is Biafra Alpha Power Media. Today is the 10th day of November, year of our Lord 2023. And tonight is a wonderful opportunity for every Biafrans that care to know. I am in the studio tonight with Barrister Ikechukwu Onuorah, 101 with Barrister Onuorah. Tonight is going to be specifically on setting the record straight. There are so many things that have transpired, the blackmailers in the past, but Mazi Umeh remain unshakable. Barrister remain unshakable because few of us are called on this path of restoration of kingdom of heaven upon the earth. So without further ado, my name is Mazi Umeh. I reside here in UK as one of the principal servants of Biafra, North London coordinator to be precise. I'm hosting Barrister Onuorah tonight for a very significant program that is going to go on. And this is the episode 1, as you can see on the screen. This is setting the record straight. This is episode 001. We are going to harness a lot, and a lot of people are going to know some hidden things that you have not heard before. I think it's about time those that know anything you need that is truth without being blackmailed, because all those that are blackmailing now are the one running around. The hunt has become the hunter now, as I can tell you. Mazi Umeh, welcome to the studio. Barrister, good evening from here. And if you may, please introduce yourself firstly before we go into the deal of the day tonight. Thank you, Barrister Onuorah.
Good evening, Mazi Umeh. I hope I'm coming out clear.
Yes, you're coming out clear, if I'm not mistaken. Your voice is clear.
Thank you very much. And of course, once again, good evening from here. And of course, good evening to Biafrans and all lovers of freedom all around the world, wherever you are hearing the sound of my voice. My name is Barrister Ikechukwu Onuorah. I hail from Onuorah in Olu province of Biafra. And of course, I am called for this restoration effort. And it's not a missed call. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you, Mazi, for Barrister for this evening. Firstly, tonight is very specific. So, but I will go on to ask you a very simple question. Everybody knows you. I know you. We work closely for a very long time. But I'm going to ask for the sake of our viewers who maybe probably who don't know you or those are still guessing. Who is Barrister Onuorah, if I may ask?
Thank you very much, Mazi. Well, like I've just said, my name is Barrister Onuorah. And of course, I live here in South Africa. I've been living here for over 20 years now. And by the grace of Chukwu Okike Abiyama, I am a lawyer by profession, and I practice here in South Africa, to be precise. And of course, I don't know what more to say about me. I also hold a degree in forensic investigation. As a matter of fact, before I became a lawyer, I was a forensic investigator who worked for a corporation here in South Africa called Vodacom, a company that I worked for almost 11 years. And of course, so these are my portfolios. And of course, I am humbled this evening to be on this program. Thank you, Mazi.
Yes, thank you. I mean, that's excellent. Now, Barrister Onuorah, as I know you from 2017, that's when we get in contact as a comrade on our former hallowed platform. But when did you actually join IPOB? Because I know you
All right.
2007.
Yes, Mazi. I joined IPOB in the year 2015, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, I was going through video in a YouTube, and I stumbled, onto our leader's video, Mazi Nnamdi. So I was captivated. I was interested. I'm like, who is this young man speaking, powerful words of wisdom? And then after listening to Mazi Nnamdi, I decided, to listen to him on the radio, because he gave out the details, how one can listen to him. And then, of course, I listened to our leader, and I did call during that evening on the program. And when I called, I told him that I want to join IPOB. And then he directed me to Unshakeable in South Africa, who is the SADC rep. And this is how I joined IPOB. And of course, the rest is history. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you, Barrister, for this incisiveness. And Biafrans, as you can see, this is his night, and it's very important. Mazi Onuorah, there's something I want to ask you. And I think so many Biafran, when they say to set the record straight, that so many things has happened. If I'm not mistaken, last year there was a time that so many rumors were leveraged against you, but you remained silent. But tonight, I want you to tell us your journey within Radio Biafra. Because South Africa, nobody had, even myself, I didn't even know South Africa. I was in South Africa in 1998, if I'm not mistaken. But when it comes to IPOB, it was when the motherland emerged. So many of us knew about South Africa, and South Africa become formidable. And the rest is history. So can you take us through your journey on Radio Biafra, please?
Wow. Mazi, it is quite unfortunate that the people you see today jumping up and down, blackmailing, talking all manner of rubbish, they were nowhere to be found, because in 2016, to be precise, there was an opportunity for us to float a satellite station here in South Africa. And by then, like you rightly said, there were few of us in IPOB South Africa. We only have one branch here in Johannesburg. Of course, Chukwu was the coordinator at the time. And of course, at a point I become, the secretary, in IPOB Johannesburg. Then, of course, I wanted to get involved in the radio. I availed myself. Nobody else did. And then, of course, we started Radio Biafra, in South Africa. So I was wondering, what name can I call this radio? And my intention was to use this media to announce IPOB South Africa. Then I call it Hello Motherland. Created all the contents, created all the jingles. I like to see myself as a one-man squad. I'm not trying to boast, but trust me, because when you look at all the, packaging and all the things that I use, the contents, that I use to broadcast, they are all developed by me, both the jingles and whatever you have. This is the talent that God has given to me. And, and I've decided to use it to work for my people being Biafra. But of course, I knew that there will be, people who would love to sow where they did not reap. People who want to reap where they did not sow, I beg your pardon. People who would like to go around blackmailing, people who they sit and watch you work, and at the end of the day, they want to come and take over. But notwithstanding, I continued, Mazi. There was no sponsor at a time. I used my own vehicle to drive to the broadcast place, every day. Because I almost broadcast like from Monday to Saturday. Mazi, you can bear me witness, because you were a contributor in my program then. So yes, I will broadcast, I will use my money, I will buy data. Sometimes Mazi Ikechukwu will assist me to buy data. Nobody is bringing in anything because we were so few. There were few of us in IPOB Johannesburg at the time. But I was doing it, broadcasting. And before you know it, Mazi, because Radio Biafra then, Johannesburg, was the first satellite station, no other. And I was the only broadcast, beside our leader and his deputy then, Mazi before. I was the only person who was broadcasting on that satellite station, using my resources, using my car. And I'm saying this openly so that anybody who felt that I'm lying will come and tell me, no, it's not true, it's a lie. Because you cannot lie on the social media and expect people to keep quiet. So I was doing it. At a point, Mazi, my car, because I was driving a Mercedes then, has to pack up on the roadside while I was going to broadcast. And that car slept on the road for 2 months without anybody helping me to repair it, So these are the things that I went through. But we continued, and then even Onuorah from Cape Town, he started assisting, sending data, which we used to go on air. Because for us to be on air, we spent almost roughly 5 gig a day because we broadcast for almost 5 hours. Because there's nobody else, it's just me. And I was doing it because this is what I wanted to do for my people. So, Mazi, I continued doing this. And then at a point, I felt I need to leave South Africa and travel to Israel at a point. So I told Mazi Umeh and the rest, listen, guys, I think I need to go to Israel because I need to go and hustle for me and my family. They did not take it very well, But anyway, I left. Well, when I left for Israel, Mazi, to my own surprise, when I got to Israel, I received a call from the then coordinator of Israel, Mazi Austin Magnesim. He called me and said, Mazi Ikechukwu, I got a call from IPOB South Africa that they're looking for you. I'm like, looking for me for what? He said, no, they say that you stole everything. You stole their laptop, you stole their banner, and you ran away to Israel. Mazi, I could not believe what I'm hearing. I said, Mazi, are you sure what you're saying? Are you sure what you're talking about? He said, yes. They said they're looking for you, that you stole everything and you ran to Israel. So, Mazi, after setting up...
Barrister, sorry. So who said this is the Israeli, is he national coordinator or zonal coordinator?
That's national. Correct. He's the one who was telling me all this thing because when you travel, your phone is off, you don't know what's going on, and nobody's getting hold of you. So it was actually a couple of days while I was already in Israel. So he got hold of my number and called me and began to tell me this.
I said, okay, fine, Mazi, fair enough. I need to see you in person. He said, no, I know they are lying because I know you. You cannot do that, you know. And Mazi, you know, when I was broadcasting on Radio Biafra, you know, we call it Hello Motherland, there was a banner that I used to put behind me. It is written Hello Motherland, a very huge banner, you know. So they said that I stole it too and ran to Israel with the banner, you know. And now to set the record straight, because that's what this is all about, Mazi. When I was broadcasting in Motherland, we never had a laptop. We never had a laptop. We use, you know, this all-in-one computer. That was what I was using then. And then we never bought any laptop until one comrade brought his own personal laptop for us to use. And that laptop is still available now. Now, I say to them, but we never bought a laptop. So which laptop did I steal? And the banner you are talking about, I left it behind in one of the comrades' place when I left. You can go and ask the comrade. And they went and the banner was there. So when did I steal the laptop? So I want you to see the wickedness of the people who call themselves freedom fighter and the length they will go out of jealousy and envy to bring down their fellow comrade. So, yeah, and then Austin told me, I said, well, you've heard it, and this is it. So I really shedded tears, Mazi. Why did I shed tears? Because I know what I contributed, what I gave in order for South Africa to be on the map, what I gave when it comes to this Radio Biafra. And when I got to Israel, I did not stop there. I opened another radio station called Biafra Rising in Israel. I trained another comrade who is still broadcasting today, Mazi Umeh in Israel. I trained him and he started broadcasting. That was my contribution in the struggle. And I don't think that all those people can come and say, this is what I have contributed, you know, to this restoration effort. I opened the radio and I broadcast from Israel. I brought Israel also in the map because it is a calling. That's why whenever I introduce myself, I say, my name is so person and I'm called for this restoration effort because everybody speaks for themselves. Our leader said, so that was my story and how I got to Israel. But now my going to Israel was destined by Elohim because I never knew I would meet our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, in Israel. But I will get to that, of course, in the course of the film. So Mazi, let me stop so far with regards to how Radio Biafra started. And one thing I want to put on record is this. You see, all the people that you see now that are broadcasting on Radio Biafra, none of them can say that Mazi Ikechukwu Onuorah did not train them or did not make an impact or did not teach them 1, 2, or 3 things. Because I was, before all of them came, it was me. Alozie came along, Ike Peters came along. All of them came after I've been there for, you know, a long time. And I taught them most of the things they know. And I'm not bragging because it is a calling. You cannot fight your way through it. If Elohim calls you, he calls you. If he gives you a gift, he gives you a gift, and nobody can take that gift away from you. But then again, when I continue, I'm going to explain to you, you know, what actually helped me to continue, because there is something Onyende told me in Israel, and that is the reason why I am still standing today. Thank you, Mazi. I'll stop for now.
Yes, Mazi. You know, that so many things has happened within IPOB, and over time, people will be asking themselves, is still IPOB one family? Now, for the avoidance of doubts and for the purpose of our listeners, this particular program is basically to educate you. There are so many hidden things that have happened, and sometimes when someone has been accused, and I want to make it very clear that IPOB is a volunteer force, regardless where you found yourself. And there's a criteria you can meet to be an IPOB principal servant, even is stipulated in our code of conduct. Now, Ikechukwu Onuorah, which is barrister today, is here to clarify a lot of things because there are so many allegations that have leveled against him, and he remained silent. And that is the purpose tonight, not because we want to malign anybody or probably it's not a saga, but this is fact of within IPOB family. Because since Onyendu was rendition, so many people took it upon themselves to go into blackmailing, each other, and that is against IPOB, modus operandum, and it's against of our oath as well, because it says it there that it cannot work against whoever that is working assiduously to restore Biafra. Now, Barrister, it is quite bizarre because a lot of things has been said, and I'm not saying because we are work closely, like I was coming in your program virtually every day, because when it started, we were there. Because when Onyendu was rendition, Onyendu was kidnapped first time in 2015. Now, just like what you have just elaborated from South Africa to Israel, let's come back to South Africa. Because there was a particular allegation that was leveled against you. And even somebody, this guy they call, what is his name? Is it not Isu? This guy they call Isu, what is his name? That came out on Radio Biafra.
That's the national coordinator.
Yeah, I have the voices of him, but we don't need to play them because we'll play it over time. Now, the level that they were paying you salary, if you remember, there was a cost of saying that we're paying you salary. And I did a program specifically on that program because the money in quote was 200 Rand, which is less than $120. You remember? So, because it's very, very important. It is very, very important. What you have just said here, right? I want you to clarify that particular point that you were paying salary. You just elaborated about how you started. And before all these things fall back now, they bring your name after you came back from, remember, you went to Israel and came back again and start to broadcast again. So on your second part, because what you explained is how you started. Now, tell us on your return from Israel, what transpired again.
All right, Mazi, you know the truth. The truth will always remain the truth. You cannot cover the truth. Now, one thing about me, Mazi, I don't yap. I don't go to Facebook and talk rubbish. You barely see me making videos or going to defend myself. There was a lot of allegation. There was a lot of effort to bring me down. But you know what they say, you cannot bring a good man down. I never responded, not because I'm guilty, but because I am better. I'm a bigger boy. I'm a bigger man. Somebody got to be the bigger one here. Now, Mazi, you know what's funny? Before this allegation, people forgotten that I have been on Radio Biafra South Africa for years before I left for Israel. Now, the question is, all those years I was broadcasting on Radio Biafra in South Africa, who was paying me? Absolutely none. I was using my own money to sponsor Radio Biafra. Chukwu, a member of DOS, he will come and testify to that effect. As a matter of fact, when I joined IPOB in South Africa, I was sponsoring, IPOB, not alone, but there was other people. But I was, bringing my money in because God was blessing me there. So that's just by the way. Now, when I went to Israel, I wanted to listen to this, and Biafrans, I wanted to listen and pay close attention. If you love the truth and if you believe in the truth, but if you don't love the truth, lies will always follow you for the rest of your life. It's as simple as that, because we are under oath. So, but when I go to Israel, listen to this. Before we even talk about money in South Africa, IPOB Israel called a meeting, executive meeting. They invited me. Austin Magnesim was there. Castro Kume, he is alive. He's in Israel. I'm sure he's listening to this. He was in the meeting. Even Victor Mazi Umeh, the guy that is broadcasting right now in Biafra is Rising, the same radio that I set up in Israel, he was in the meeting. What was the meeting all about? They were begging me to start up a radio station in Israel because they felt that God has brought a good thing to them. Because these are the people who has been listening to me. They're like my fans, Now that I'm there, it's like a miracle. They want me to start up a radio. I said to them, I want to take a breather. I don't want to broadcast for now. I came here to work, and that's what I want to do, because I have seen a lot of blackmail in this struggle, and I just want to remain. They begged me. Now they say to me, Mazi, how much do you want us to pay you in order for you to be broadcasted? Nobody have heard this before. And I'm saying this because there are people you can go to and confirm. And I'm going to give you a name again. Austin Magnesim, the then coordinator of Israel. Castro Nkume, he is in Israel now. Mazi below that is broadcasting on Biafra Rising, in Israel. These are the people. And Rachel Nwosu as well. These are my witnesses. They asked me, Mazi Onuorah, how much do you want us to pay you? I said to them, I stood up. I said, Mazi, I said to them, my comrades, I am not going to take any money from you people. But what I want you to do is, every month, you need to bring out something that we will use to manage the radio, because, Mazi, you are in the media. You know, media need money to buy cables, to buy data, to buy everything. Radio doesn't talk on its own. Radio talks with money. So that's what I told them. But salary, forget it. I don't want your money. And Elohim is my witness. And these people are my witness. So they agreed. And they said that they're going to be paying me. I think they agreed. I don't want to, get it wrong. They agreed about 1,000 shekel, if I'm not mistaken, every month to take care of the radio. I started broadcasting in Israel. But at the end of the day, they didn't bring that money. What they managed to bring is, when we moved from where we were broadcasting in Israel, we moved to a new site, to the new office. They start giving me bus tickets every month. They give me a ticket that covers for the month for me to travel. I think it was about 350 shekel. That is what they brought. They never brought even 1,000 that they agreed. That was me and Israel. Then our leader, Mazi Kanu, came to Israel. When our leader came to Israel, he saw me. He said to me, Ikechukwu, why did you come to Israel? Why would you leave motherland? You should have been broadcasting there. You were doing good. I said, Onyendu, I came here to hustle. I came here to do, raise money to go back to South Africa and finish my law degree. Now listen to this. This will shock you. But I'm saying this to the hearing of the whole world. And I'm saying it with the name of Mazi Kanu, which everybody must go and confirm. Mazi Kanu said to me, Ikechukwu, how much do you make a month here in Israel? I said to him, Onyendu, I make almost 3,000 shekel or 2,000 plus shekel every month. Do you know what our leader said to me? Ikechukwu, I'm going to pay you $1,000 every month for you to go back to South Africa. And I'll be paying you $1,000. This is what Mazi Kanu said to me. Now, this is what I responded to Mazi Kanu. And I'm saying this thing for you to understand the insult that I've gone through for somebody to come on air to say that he's paying Ikechukwu $200 or $100. That is the insult of the highest order. Mazi Kanu promised me $1,000 every month. I said to him, Onyendu, I will never charge money to broadcast on Radio Biafra. I will never charge money to work for my people. This is what I told our leader. Our leader is still alive. He's coming out. And one day, I hope, if he ever broadcasts, somebody will call on air and ask him this. I said, this is what Ikechukwu has said about you. What do you say? I said, Onyendu, I'm not going to charge a cent. That was the discussion I had with our leader with regards to salary. I never took 1 cent from Mazi Kanu to broadcast. Then, after I was done in Israel, I came back to South Africa. Now, listen to this. Oge Isu, the same guy that is blackmailing me for no reason, he was my boy. That guy was my boy. Why do I call him my boy? Because when I came to South Africa, before I left for Israel, as a matter of fact, we were close. He was like a friend to me. When I go to broadcast, places like Durban, once I took him and his family, we went to Durban where I broadcast. We were like a family. I go to his house, I visit. So when I came back to Israel, our leader called me and said to me, because there was a problem here in South Africa, Ikechukwu, I want you to investigate what is going on in South Africa. Then there was the coordinator there, national coordinator, Onuorah. He was having issue with the people. I want you to investigate and tell me what is going on. So I tried to investigate. I tried to make peace. I called the national coordinator. He refused to come. I called Onyendu and said, this is it. The guy said he doesn't want to talk. He doesn't want to come. Onyendu said to me, do you know anybody who can be trusted in South Africa that can be a national coordinator? Nobody have heard this, Mazi Umeh, but I'm saying it today. It's classical. I said to Onyendu, I know somebody. He said, who? The same Ogisu. I said to Onyendu, he's a nice person. I think he will make a good national coordinator. This is how Ogisu become national coordinator. I approached him as well, and I want him to come and deny what I'm saying. I approached Ogisu and said, listen, Onyendu called me and I recommended you. Please don't disappoint us. He said, hey, Ikechukwu, I don't think I can do this. South Africa is problematic. I encourage him. I said, don't worry, we will help you. Ogisu became the national coordinator. After 3 months, he became the national coordinator. He came to me in town in Johannesburg. I said to Ikechukwu, I want to quit. I said, why? He said, because these people are colluding against me. There are cabal, blah. I said, Ogisu, you will not quit, because if you quit, you have let us down. Then he continued. And I warned him, I said to him, be careful of the people around you, because you're a nice person. Because I know they're going to, change you to something else. So today, this is how Ogisu is talking about me. Now, let's come back to the issue of salary. When I came back from Israel, Ogisu called me and said, Mazi, please, you've asked me to be the coordinator. I've accepted because, you said that you're going to assist me and what have you. Please, can you continue to broadcast? I said, no, I will never broadcast again in South Africa because of what happened. He begged me and begged me. At the time, I said, let me think about it. I later agreed to continue broadcasting. Then he said to me, Mazi, how much can we bring in order for us to be maintaining the radio? I want you to listen to this. And I want Ogisu to come and tell Biafrans that I'm lying. And between me and him, whoever is lying, may Elohim, may Chukwu wipe away his generation and family. I said to him, my brother, I will not collect salary, but we can bring out money that we will use to maintain the radio. This is how it is done. Then at the end of the day, we agreed that 2,000 rands will be enough to take care of the radio. This is how we came about this issue of money. And today, my fellow comrade come on social media telling the whole world that Ikechukwu is being paid salary. What an insult. Mazi, in my category, I don't know how to put it. I don't want to make it sound like I'm bragging. I'm a forensic investigator. I've worked for a corporate company, a very big company for that matter. I was not a lawyer then, though. My accommodation where I live alone, Mazi, I pay almost 6 to 7 rand in my accommodation. Now, when you calculate it against 2,000 rands, that is nothing. Compare with my children's school fees, compare with, all my petrol and everything I used to maintain myself and my car and my family. And you come and say you pay me 2,000 rands. Isn't that the insult of the highest level? But that's just by the way. So I want you to understand how we came about this whole thing of money. And for my fellow comrade to come on air just to destroy my name, I know he was not alone, because there are people who are actually, pushing him, encouraging him. You come and you lie and we are on that oath. So I'm throwing out a challenge to Ogisu, and I'm saying to him, I want me and him to come on air and take an oath before Biafrans. Maybe we'll drink water, put some salt in it. So if I am lying, let Elohim wipe me and my family away. If he is lying, and so shall it be to him as well. It's very simple, because we are under oath, and whatever we take an oath upon will happen. So Mazi, let me drop it here. I get emotional when I talk about this, when a fellow comrade comes and begins to label you. And may I add before I stop this segment, all the people that I trained or that I took care of, they are the ones actually who have turned around to destroy my name. You know about the one in South Africa. I don't want to mention his name. I brought him from Mozambique. He became my boy. I put him in the media. I built him in the social media. I even come to his show to promote him. People will call me on radio and insult me because of him. But today, he wants to shine with Mazi Onuorah. Or you're talking about the other lady from Urobo that I trained and mentored for years. She have the audacity to come on radio to destroy the name of Ikechukwu. But there is something Nnamdi Kanu told me. There is something he told me. He said to me, Ikechukwu, if people are not talking about you, then you are nobody. If people are not castigating you, then you have not started. He said to me, Ikechukwu, look at me. How many times do people talk about me? Do I come to respond? I said, no, Nyendu. This is where I learned what made me strong. And this is why I never came on air to talk about all those issues, because Mazi Kanu taught me well. Thank you very much, Mazi.
Yes, Mazi, thank you very much, and I applaud you for restraining yourself from dabbling into their saga. Yeah, but I think sometimes there's time for everything. So now it's like we have ample opportunity to tell the story, because sometimes Onyendu speak in radio. Sometimes it doesn't respond directly, because Onyendu have so many of us to respond. When attacking Onyendu, we are the ones defending Onyendu, because we know our leader. So when it downs to individual, sometimes you wouldn't defend yourself. We have this issue here, but one thing I want to say here tonight is this: like what he said, the drug addict that live in South Africa. Because I remember when this guy was calling you motherland, hello motherland, from Mozambique.
From Mozambique,
one
yes.
like that is shop. There's one hot, then they sell motor pass or whatnot, And the day I had he came to South Africa, I never pay attention to him. Until the moment I don't pay attention to him, because what happened is that this is why we stood against the Cabal within IPOB. And that's the purpose of trying to expose some of the things they have done. Because you see, there's one adage in our land. Anytime you see those that will go inside the bush and knock and come outside and asking who knock inside that bush, they are the same people. These are psychophants. Whatever they're accusing you is what they have been doing. Anything they accuse you. Because the guy has exposed the Cabal. Everything they have told him, he never know anything. And he has confessed. We have all these things in audio. So it's quite irrelevant. But thank God, the purpose of this program is for, you're not trying to clarify to anybody, but to expose them. Because this time around, any time they come out to speak, what they do is they give us information about what they have done in the past. Those their hands are clean will never waver. So for me, one thing I found fascinating in this whole story is that even our code, our oath, forbidding all this attitude. That is why IPOB was a rock. Before this evil man penetrated IPOB, I'm thinking that they have destroyed IPOB because they thought Onyendu will not come out. But one thing I will say to you, Mazi and Barrister Onuorah, is that as long as all of us that still believe in the oath we took and stand firmly on it, that's why me and you are here talking. Because at the end of the day, Onyendu say 100 men and women with clean hearts. If you look around you today, everything Onyendu have said in the past have come to pass. And what is remaining is we are in the 100-man era. And Biafra is a vast miracle. So, Barrister, like we're going to have another episode on this program, right? And tonight, fellow comrade, you guys have had Barrister Onuorah. And 200 rams in the time they talked about. Remember, I did a program, it was about $120, and they thought probably after that program I made, and everybody have to go back. And funnily, I have had the guy in South Africa confess that he gave him $1,000 with his own mouth. That Ikechukwu Onuorah. I think, is it 1,000 or 2,000? I think he said
$2,000.
2,000. He loaned him $2,000. He started business with, just to be clear, But at the end of the day, to show you that everything they were doing was not something he wanted today. Because even the guy the one they called, foreign that lives in one of all these European countries, East Europe, he sent me a message. And he himself has spoken about him that he's one causing problem. He's not a member of the US, but they put him as a member, as a Cabal, not a member of the US. Just like China, someone will come and tell you he's a member of the US without telling people what his position are. That he's the Middle East rep that failed. That all the Middle East was in the drain. He couldn't do anything, but he's the chief blackmailer and chief monster himself. So, Barrister, for what we have talked about tonight, I think we should hold the rest of the conversation in the next segment. But before we go, I want us to extensively talk about the finance. The China Sanworu, we don't know who this guy is, but as you can see, purportedly, because we're having IPOB Germany is having a fundraising, which the jingle is what I played in the beginning of this program, and all of us are going to be there tomorrow. And we encourage every single person, the still hardcore Biafrans, to show up on this particular fundraising, because it's very, very important. This is only person that is eligible to, approve finance as a staple in IPOB code of conduct is Madam Nenyanya, and Onyendu himself made it known to every sundry in IPOB. Nothing changes. Now, yesterday, this guy came on air yesterday again, and he was talked about this particular fundraising. And there's a particular audio that he mentioned Onyendu siblings and comment about the fundraising. So we stopped where we are. I want us to comment on this before we go, because we have an ample time, because it's very important, and to advise our people to be very careful. Before we do that, Mazi, I want to play some of the audio so we can listen to it, then me and you can comment on it, if it's okay, right?
Go ahead, please. Go ahead, Mazi.
Government meetings, I think every 2 weeks. He was pumping champagne when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned. One thing is this. There are certain things we can never show to the public, because if you show it to the public, you endanger your sympathizers. Because at the end of the day, they will find the person. They may notice the person with his voice, like we used to.
Mazi, Barrister, you're not familiar with this guy, but the main purpose I'm playing this audio tonight is because I have a program I'm doing on this Who Sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which they're getting the message actually. But he's elaborating, he still goes further to explain how Onyendu was sold and telling what happened after Onyendu was having rendition. And different series of him acknowledging that they were, and he's pretending that he said he didn't knew, they didn't alert them the day Onyendu was rendition. But there's an audio where he said he was with Onyendu on phone in that very day. So he's explaining what Uzodimma was doing. Now, but because he talks a lot and he don't even know what he's talking, because he's making public confession. Now he's trying to say, oh, the people that sympathize are giving him information. I mean, you're a forensic investigator, so you might understand where I'm coming from. When somebody is saying things outrightly before you give him testimony, because there's a case, Who Killed Tupac was a testimony he gave on podcast that now the guy has been apprehended because they warned him. Because when you go out and saying that Onyendu was sold 9 million, Hope Uzodimma was popping champagne, you don't have evidence on all these things you're saying. So if you're saying it, you're telling us you know. You can't tell us that you have a sympathizer that told you that without making it on. You can't say it verbally. I wouldn't say something that I'm not sure. That's what they call fact checking. That's a false information, and it's misinformation, because you're telling that people that didn't did it, but give us evidence. Who sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu 9 million? We don't know. So, but the reason why I'm explaining, because I know you are not familiar with all this nonsense. Before you get to where probably I will allow you to say something.
Get people also, and they will kill the person. And tomorrow, nobody will give you information. He's celebrated. They were pumping champagne in Ikonso's house in Imo State. Hope Uzodimma. I'm not telling you, I can quote me anywhere that Tina Saworu said this. In that place is where they discuss who brought the balance money. Yes, Onwike brought the balance money, and some businessmen in Anambra, they brought the money to complete the $9 million. And this is the person tomorrow, those criminals, say, using Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name, doing everything, they are also working with him. Because it's all about money. As we are talking this night, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and all this, if people found out, Any people, any group of people that want to destroy Chike Doziem, China Samuru, and the DOS, the siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will give them 100% support. Whether, do you understand me? The hatred because of what they feel they are gaining. We are not here for that. Now, they put all this in it. They staff the leadership money so that we struggle, keep the struggle alive. Maybe Chike Doziem, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will finally come out, they say, oh, this leadership, they didn't do it.
Mazi Onuorah, I know you're an insider. You know exactly what is happening. You know, I said something about this guy because, to be fair with you, only this picture we're seeing here, people say is Chinasa. But Chinasa is nobody. If I can remember, it was when Onyendu went to Kuwait, there was no video then, but we had the same voice. You know, I told people that anything this guy has done is what he's saying. You know, I'm dealing with Italian people now. His mother lives in Italy. We're having program on Sunday. On Sunday, his voice is going to play on Sunday. The conversation we have to give, because we said, we fact check everything we said. Now, he heard what he said, that Onyendu sibling hated DOS. He sat down and asked yourself a question. Why would Onyendu family hate DOS that Onyendu formed? If Onyendu wanted, he could have put his own people there and start a fund. Everything they have done is what he's now indirectly confessing. Because when we talk about finance and IPOB, they were the people that meddled into IPOB finance. That was a division of labor in IPOB that had a head of finance. Chike is director of state, which is administrative level. He himself is, remember, he lived in Israel. He was supposed to be the Middle East rep, which is not doing his job. So when you listen to this kind of a thing, Maz, because it's very important. And they talked about the fundraising. I don't know if you want me to leave you to talk about the fundraising before you can comment, Barrister.
Yes, you can go ahead, it's fine.
Okay.
What did they do? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out, he said, okay, these people, you don't do anything. These people, you don't. Do you understand me? He came out as somebody who came to unify all the rubbish they have scattered everywhere. Every rubbish they have scattered. That is what all their game is all about. They intentionally starve the leadership money. Every one of you have seen it. Have you people seen the leadership making any fundraising? But immediately, the leadership authorized the people in America to raise some funds for the ESN and diplomatic. Have you seen it? Have you seen the sibling of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? He set up his own. He set up his own fundraising. Now he says he's representative of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is what we are passing through in this struggle. For me.
Yes, Barrister, is there any word from you, please?
Okay, first of all, let me just say this. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is well and alive, okay? And he's coming out. And I don't think anybody has the right to come and tell me or tell Biafrans, for that matter, who sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, how much he was sold. No, you cannot, because our leader is still alive and he's going to come out. And when he does, he will tell us all that we need to know. And that is what you call hearing from the horse's mouth. Because you see, it doesn't matter what anybody is saying now, we're not going to believe it. And we're not going to listen to that. Why am I saying this? Because it is called hearsay. It is called a hearsay because there's no evidence to that effect. The only person that will tell us what happened to him is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wanted to tell us who sold him or how much he was sold or what transpired in Kenya, people have been going to the DSS custody to see him. And he would have told them, go and tell Biafrans this happened, that person is responsible. This person is responsible. Listening to stories without proof, without evidence to that effect. Well, of course, for me as a lawyer, I'm not going to listen to something like that. I need facts. I need figures. I need evidence to that effect. I need prima facie evidence for that matter. You can't just come and tell me Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was sold or he wasn't sold and expect me to believe you. It doesn't work like that. Maybe some people will, but Mazi Ikechukwu, I cannot. I am waiting for the day Onyendu will come out, because I know that Onyendu will come out. And when he does, he will reveal everything to us. It's as simple as that. Now, let me come to the issue of fundraising. Mazi, when I came back from Israel, I had a telephone conversation. You know, when I talk, I give you reference. And everything we're saying here is documented. It will be on social media for a long time. People can refer back to it. They can actually use it to say, Ikechukwu, you said this, but you are lying or you're saying the truth. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called me. I didn't call him. He called me. It was a phone conversation. Now listen to what he said to me. And this is what informed me to support Nnamdi 150%, irrespective of all the prosecution, irrespective of all the bullies. I stood by Nnamdi, and I'll tell you why. Onyendu called me and said to me, Ikechukwu, this is what I want to do in IPOB South Africa. I want IPOB South Africa to be like the US. I want it to be autonomous. Our leader is a prophet. You see what is happening in South Africa? Onyendu saw it in 2020 when I came back. He said, I want South Africa to be autonomous. And quote me, I say so, confirmed from Onyendu, that's what he told me. I want South Africa to be autonomous, whereby Durban will be on its own, Cape Town will be on its own, Johannesburg will be on its own, and all other small, country, cities will now queue in to the bigger ones that are closer to them. That's what our leader said to me. And he said, when they become autonomous, I want each and every one of them to have their own national account. Are you listening? And that national account, Nnenayanya must have access to it. If Onyendu did not tell me this, may I not see tomorrow, Mazi. Nnenayanya must have access to all that accounts. That's what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told me. And I'm saying it so that you can go and verify, so that you can go and ask Onyendu if you have opportunity to do so. You see, some of us, we speak to Onyendu one-on-one. Some of us, we hear from Onyendu, but we don't make noise. Mazi, some people quote Onyendu based on audios they've heard, but I'm telling you, mine is one-on-one. What he told me, Ikechukwu. So if Onyendu told me something like this, why should I abandon Nnenayanya? Please tell me. If he has not told me otherwise.
There's no reason for that.
And as far as finance is concerned, and as far as fundraising is concerned, go to IPOB Code of Conduct. I don't know why people don't read the Code of Conduct. The Code of Conduct authorizes the finance head. She has the right, she has the prerogative to call for fundraising. That's what the Code of Conduct said. So why should Nnenayanya call for fundraising and people start making noise about it? Is she not authorized by our Code of Conduct, or we don't believe in Code of Conduct anymore? Or are we saying that our Code of Conduct is rubbish? The same Code of Conduct that Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, established. Jesus said to his people, let me put it, he said, if you love me, obey my commandments, right? So if you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and you claim he is your leader, why are you rubbishing his Code of Conduct? Why don't you take it and go and read it up? I'm a man of law. I am a lawyer, and I follow protocol. I follow policies and procedure. I follow Code of Conduct. I follow Constitution. And the Constitution of IPOB, the Bible of IPOB, is the Code of Conduct. And nobody can change it except Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the Code of Conduct says that Nnenayanya have the right to call for fundraising. So
she's the only one she's the only one authorized any fundraising. That's what the Code of Conduct
says. So why are we making noise? What is the noise all about? Tell me.
She's the only
one. What is the noise all about? What is the noise all about?
The fact is that, you see, like I said, the mind game they're playing with so many that still listening to what they're saying because they run out of money. What we are asking, all the money, actually, UK here, I can emphatically tell you that they collected over £60,000 they have not accounted for. We're not talking about America 747,000. Nobody's talking about that. Not I'll talk about we have not spoken about Umeh account. Now, Italian family is coming on Sunday because Italy is where Onyendu won them. And every point in hand, China Sanworu is pointing finger, Onyendu sibling, but his mother lives in Italy. Our account, we are paying money, for account in Italy. They fraudulently hijacked the account in Italy. I didn't know if you watched the program we did with the Italian family, ESCOs, and they are coming back on Sunday. We continue to expose what has happened, and we are going to back it up with audios because, like I said, you know, when I asked you a question about who sold Onyendu, like a lawyer, you say you need what is it called? What is this?
I need proof. I need prima facie evidence.
Prima facie, as a barrister, you are prima facie.
Let me explain to you, Mazi, what is prima facie. You see, when you bring the matter to court, they will check first at the first value. Is there evidence? It might not be 100%, but is there something to insinuate that what you are alleging might be the truth? And not the word might be the truth. That is prima facie. And if you can come and tell me, I know, or somebody told me, that's rubbish. I need substantive
hearsay. And when you say hearsay, and people will question you, because that's why the fact checking out, even in social media, because it's misleading information, because he's saying it with quote me anywhere. So if he say quote you, that means you were there, you have the evidence in your hand. But Mazi, the dynamic and direction I'm coming is that the guy is giving evidence of what they have done because they all knew what happened to Onyendu. You know,
Mazi, let me come in here. You see, when you ask me a question, I always quote Onyendu. I will say to you, Onyendu told me. That is proof. That is evidence. You can go back and ask what Onyendu. If Onyendu said to you, don't mind Ikechukwu, we're talking nonsense, then you know I'm lying. So if I tell you Onyendu said, why would you say I'm lying? Since Onyendu is alive and it can be verified. That is called proof and evidence.
But when somebody is allegedly, but allegedly mean that you are a primary suspect on the issue because you are part of the problem, Mazi, Barrister, if you understand what I mean. So when you give all this evidence without any proof, that means you become the first suspect. You know, like Zoo, when something happened, police come there, first arrest anybody they see there. Then you have to go and clarify yourself that you wasn't involved. You know, and I have had experience of somebody did something and pretending, because what he's saying, the amount of information you're giving out, equate to ask you question since you cannot prove it. So, and again, the pathological hatred he have for Onyendu and his siblings, he shout all the time. But in the other hand, he is one IPOB to be a family business. But we're going to prove that on audio on Sunday with the Italian family. So, Barrister, I think, and what we have to tell our people is that people need to come out and contribute towards the restoration of Biafra in the right source. Everything in IPOB was structured. There's no need to question where your money is going, because at least we could go back on 2015, 16, 17, 18. Remember what they were, their dispute in that particular time was that Onyendu have stolen the defense fund. Clifford Iruanya and his gang of criminals then was saying that Onyendu siphoned defense fund, that is over $1 million, blah, blah, blah. But at the end, when Onyendu came out, Onyendu was an American and ordered Madam Anya. That's why Onyendu said that everything about Madam Anya is well documented. But some people choose to be ignorant and lying to themselves. And propaganda is now become order of the day. So the fundraiser is going to be kicked off tomorrow. And the information is out there. And we're going to play it at the end of this program. So Mazi, Barrister Onuorah, for this segment of the Setting the Record Straight on episode 001, give us your closing remarks, and then we'll reconvene going forward.
All right, thank you very much, Mazi, of course, for hosting me tonight. You know, like I always said, some of us, we don't speak fast, and we don't even argue with fools. We wait for the right time to respond, and that is exactly what I am doing today. You know, and then again, I want to say this. Some of us, we hear from Onyendu direct. And whatever Onyendu have said to us direct, and that is what we stand on. And I will not shift. I will not move. If I did not hear from Onyendu, if it was a hearsay, well, I might say, okay, maybe, maybe not. But since I've heard from Mazi Kanu one-on-one, and everything I'm telling you, I am quoting Mazi Kanu. Trust me when I tell you, this is it. I don't believe in hearsay. I don't believe in rumors. I don't believe, take my word for it, but I believe in facts and figure. Now, what distinguishes Wadandan Nayanya from the rest, and something I love about that woman is this. Whenever she argues with the code of conduct in her hands. She will quote the section and tell you this is what code of conduct said. So how can you fault somebody like that who read from the Bible of IPOB? No, if you can fault somebody like that, it means you are the problem. This woman have never said, this is what it is. This is how it is. No, she said, according to the code of conduct. And trust me when I tell you, I worked in the corporate world. And in the corporate world, we have what you call policies and procedure. And that is what companies follow. In IPOB, we have code of conduct. And that is what we are following. Any day you come up and say, don't follow code of conduct, follow this. Trust me when I tell you, nobody will listen to you because you have other agenda. Code of conduct set by Mazi Kanu. This is where we stand, and that is what we are going to do until only Mazi Kanu comes out and says otherwise. Thank you, Biafrans, for listening this evening, and I pray that Elohim will continue to bless us. Please come out tomorrow and support the fundraising, because according to IPOB Code of Conduct, only the finance head has the right to call for fundraising, and that is what Wadandan Nayanya is doing in line with her job and responsibility as the IPOB finance head worldwide. Thank you, Mazi Umeh, for having me tonight.
And there were, and you're welcome, Barrister Ikechukwu Onuorah. Thank you for coming. And I will just say to you, Biafrans, that the hypothetic on this whole